Good afternoon, everybody on YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Talk Show. In this video, I wanted to give my review from last night's NXT takeover, which came to us from the Barclays Center in downtown New York City. The show opened up with the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners Ricochet and Aleister Black earned the right to face the War Raiders for their NXT Tag Team Champions. And let me tell you something, people. This definitely match started out strong. Basically, Ricochet, all four competitors share their moves of aerial attacks, special moves, and going all over the place. Aleister and Ricochet darn near had the War Raiders where they wanted, but in the end, the War Raiders would finish them off with their leg drop, backdrop finisher, and they would go on to defeat and retain their NXT Tag Team Champions. But the one thing I can say about this fight is at the end, they definitely, both four of them showed definitely great respect. They shook hands for a good fight. They went, and supposedly the fans gave them a special send-off. I guess that was symbolizing that that was their last match in NXT before they're going to the main roster. They are scheduled to face the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships tomorrow night at WrestleMania 35. So I'm definitely going to give this grade definitely A+. Way to go to open up the contest. The show, both four competitors were just amazing, but in the end, the War Raiders would retain. So that's a good fight. Next up, we had the North American Championship with Velveteen Dream defending his title against Matt Riddle. Basically, Riddle had earned the opportunity to face Velveteen and during a fight, and definitely in this fight was also another exceeding expectations. Both fighters were also fighting in the end. Velveteen Dream was going through his aerial, so was Matt. In the end, there was a finisher where he had him in the roll-up pen, but Velveteen would reverse and would also pick up the win, so he also would retain his championship. But also, just like Aleister and Ricochet and the War Raiders, Velveteen fist bumped Matt Riddle for an awesome match. That's another, I'm going to have to say, I also give that an A for the match. Next up, we had Shayna Baszler defending her NXT Women's Champion against Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, and Bianca Belair. Obviously, Shayna at this point had been the NXT Women's Champion for a good long period now. Basically, once again, another four people that were going all over the place, fighting, Kairi with her insane moves. Io Shirai, also another aerialist. So they were all getting their fair share of action, but in the end, Shayna would defeat all three of them when she had choked out Bianca Belair, once again retaining her NXT Women's Championship. Now, I will say this, I am definitely looking forward to the big, supposedly 4 horsewomen of the MMA and 4 horsewomen of the WWE, so it's not there yet, but I'm sure we'll get to there eventually, because I'm sure it's going to be a great storyline. Next, we had the NXT UK Championship match between Pete Dunne and Walter. Now, Pete Dunne at this point had been the longest UK champion for 2 years. That's almost 685 days. And his opponent was a new guy I hadn't even heard of until last night. His name was Walter. I guess he's on NXT UK, which comes on the WWE Network. This match, my goodness, Pete Dunne, this was probably one of his toughest opponents to date. Out of everybody he has defeated to retain the title, this by far was probably the toughest. How can I explain this one? Definitely with their moves of chops and slams, and obviously I can say categorically that it was one, fantastic fight in the end. The finisher, we would see Walter powerbombing Pete Dunne off the top rope, and then finishing off with his, I guess, extraordinary splash. He would pin Pete Dunne to win the UK champion. But I have to say, there's no shame in Pete Dunne losing the title. He was one of the longest reigning title holders down in NXT for almost 685 days. That's a great accomplishment. So I wonder what's next for Dunne. Will he stay in NXT, or will he be soon called up to either Raw or SmackDown? I guess we'll have to find out either Monday or sometime soon. And last but not least, we come to the final match of the evening, which was for the NXT Championship between Johnny Gargano and Undisputed Era's leader Adam Cole. Now, originally their plans was to have Johnny Gargano face off against his old nemesis Tommaso Ciampa, they've been feuding ever since their breakout back 3T back in 2017 in Chicago when Tommaso had turned on Johnny, but unfortunately he had suffered a neck injury, so he was forced to relinquish the NXT championship, and then finally it was Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano in a best 2 out of 3 falls. Man, this fight was, out of all the fights I saw last night, this was probably one of my favorite matches of the night. These guys were just going crazy, were going all over the place with Adam Cole hitting his finisher and Johnny hitting his finisher, was both tied at 1-1 apiece. And then as it was getting close to the end of the match, we had seen 3 members. We had seen Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish trying to get involved to disrupt Johnny Gargano, but in the end, would knock them all out, deck them, and eventually he would get them, Adam Cole, in his submission once again. He would tap out, winning, I think it was 2-1 in the series, finally winning the NXT Championship. And I have to say, every NXT TakeOver pay-per-view they have done up to this point has all exceeded expectations. This particular pay-per-view was just a championship pay-per-view, which I thought was awesome. Each competitors who fought for the respective titles were great. We only saw 1 title change hands. The rest, everybody has kept theirs. And I have to admit, it was great. One hell of a show. It was really sad to see that Alistair and Ricochet, I guess, had the fans sent them off into the sun. So we'll see where they'll end up. But one thing is for sure, it was a great match. Out of all the matches, I have to probably give this an 8 out of 10 stars as my rating for this event. So, viewers and subscribers, if you've liked this video, please click the thumbs up, leave a comment in the section, subscribe to my channel, and either I will be back up here either tomorrow night or Monday night at the very latest to give my review on tomorrow night's WrestleMania. I'm probably going to miss the first part of it, so I'll have to watch it after it goes off the air, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a blessed weekend, happy WrestleMania weekend, and may the best people win tomorrow night at WrestleMania 35. Until then, this is Andrew's Talk Show signing off. Y'all have a good day, good night, talk to y'all soon. Peace. Bye-bye.